amazing player guests to roll for introductions for me. We're gonna introduce yourself, and we'll introduce your characters a little bit later, just a little bit.
What would you like us to roll?
Roll initiative. Just get you on your feet already. Yeah.
Got a 9. I'll fight you.
Then let's go with our good friend Alex. Please introduce yourself.
Hello. My name is Alex. Pronouns are he, him. I am a bisexual bilingual Britalian living in the area that we have mentioned, which is 2 of them. I live in one of those areas, not in both. I translate books. I work in a dog store. I am excited to not be a GM.
Aww.
Also, if you ever watched anime, you will help me with putting as many tropes into this character as possible, because they are the quintessential anime boy.
Oh boy. Here we go. Next up in our list, I'd like to say, Jessie, please introduce yourself.
Hello. Thanks so much for having me today. My name is Jessie. By trade, I'm an entomologist. I study insects.
Oh.
Super nerdy. I also have a podcast called Gamer's Guide to Ecology. So I take popular open world video games and I explore them from a scientific perspective.
That sounds amazing.
That sounds so cool. I'm jealous.
My pronouns are they, them, and I'm so glad to be here. This is my first time streaming D&D.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to have you. And next up on our list is Eric. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Eric. I am a longtime restaurant guy trying to break into stop motion animation here in Portland. I manage Wayfinder Beer, plug, and I'm a he, him, and decidedly queer, and in like that really great 80s act up old school kind of way. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm also super, super stoked. Definitely. Are we saying what we're playing?
You can if you want, but you will get better introductions a little bit later.
Sounds good.
Yes. But if you want some inspiration now, I would like you to share your shirt with the group.
Absolutely. Yes.
So, yeah.
Isn't that amazing? Wonderful.
Please brace yourselves for madness today.
Oh, man.
I hope to bring a soupçon of skosh of madness. Absolutely. I'm really excited.
Awesome. And for that, you get inspiration. Congratulations.
On my sheet.
Yes. And last but not least, and I don't think you know this person at all, we have Trisha, I believe.
Yeah, that is my name. I have a disappearing head, so appreciate my background now. I'm going to get rid of it. I'm Trisha with Rocat Reads, one half Rachel the Disembodied, and occasionally now embodied voice of technology is my other half. I love the phrase, I am distinctly queer, Eric, so I'm going to steal that as well. Yeah, I'm running this event and playing in it and realizing I should never do 2 sessions back to back ever again.
Oh no. Yeah. Well, I think you deserve inspiration for just making the event happen. So take it. Okay. And I love the crown as well, the little flowers. It's beautiful. So you guys ready to have a little bit of dinner in this like weird post-apocalyptic or pre-post-apocalyptic world?
Oh my.
Ready?
So our current reality.
You boys.
And dang. Okay. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to read a little bit. But I guess I also forgot to introduce myself. Hi, my name is Allonté. And in case you can't tell, I'm just a little bit like just all over the place because I'm excited for this. This is going to be a fun session. My pronouns are he, they, and I do all kinds of things. I am a voice actor, a storyteller, and oh God, anything else that gets my fancy going. So yes. And without further ado, I think we're all ready to begin. Yeah. The nights, they've grown long and dark and lightless. This evening, a dark sun passes over the full moon. It radiates an eerie light over the darkest parts of infinity. The flood of the outside has grown scarce. The food of the outside has grown scarce, and fears of the impending famine have clawed at the throat of the city. The once peaceful utopia of Neviravan is falling apart. Behind the Cathedral of St. Medigo, the patron saint of the end of all things is the chateau of Aegeus Diehart. Here, important people are gathering to understand the potential source of this planar dissonance, the Nephilim. Oh, chat, it's so lovely of you to have accepted our invitation. Your presence is sure to make this evening's event memorable. Oh, is that? Oh, it can't be. Maine? Maine's arson. Is that you, my old friend? Maine, feel free to introduce your character. Tell us what you look like.
Maine has white hair, of course. Maine is currently going by he, him, but people have called him different things and addressed to him in different ways, although he is never really one to understand what other people want, just what other people need. There is a aura of drama and melancholy and haunting that follows Maine wherever he goes, and it is because of this prophecy he has heard. The stories of one Haven. Who is she? Who was she? Who might she be? Maine will find out and fulfill the prophecy, the destiny that awaits him. And thank you so much for your invitation. It is an honor and a blessing and a burden that I will take upon myself. And I cast Gust and let my hair flow in the wind a little bit.
Oh, Maine, yes, you haven't changed one bit. It's good to see you, friend. Are you ready for whatever this night has in store?
Always. And never at the same time.
Well, let's not dawdle. Shall we go to the event hall?
Yes.
Maine, would you give me a starter push for old times? Aegeus is in a ornate magical wheelchair.
Oh.
Yes.
I will resheath my rapier that I had pulled out just to, a bit of flair. And I will just put my hands on the wheelchair, if I'm allowed to do so.
Absolutely. And as you move through the main event hall, Maine, what reminds you of the days gone by?
Something about the shape and the way that the architecture, like this, it's not quite gold. It's white gold with a glint of something cosmic in it. There's a little bit of a glint of starlight all around us, despite being on the inside of a building. And I think there's something very familiar that Maine doesn't quite place in his memory, but it rings familiar. And it's just a moment of almost feeling as though he fits in for a moment in a way that he has not felt in a long time.
My soul, aw. There's someone I would love for you all to meet. They're an aspiring model of all things, and modeling is the new black after all. I'd like to
say that.
Yes? Am I not?
I don't know.
Well, I'd like to present to you all Algernon Bucket.
I'm so sorry, y'all, but that's not my name.
Oh, I'm so sorry. What is your name?
I'm Algernon Bouquet. You can tell because of the flowers on my hair.
Bouquet. Oh, yes. It's so obvious. Please forgive me.
Oh, all's forgiven, of course.
Please introduce your character. Tell us what you look like.
Algernon Bouquet is a himbo paladin. He's a large man, all decked out in his sparkling armor and with a very fabulous cloak around his shoulders. The most distinctive feature of him, however, is his bright pink hair, which I did not get a wig of, and his crown of flowers that he wears at all times. Yes, he is unsure if he's here to model or to guard, and so he has dressed appropriately for both.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Oh, well, I can see, obviously, picturesque, and I see you also a paladin of...
a helm. A helm.
Of...
Helm.
Interesting. Okay. That's good. May his eye not be stabbed.
What? Yes, of course. And also his arms contain you and protect you, and no stabbings of any body parts. The traditional blessing.
Oh, what do you think of our dear friend?
Maine?
Yes.
Well, I've heard of him, of course. But...
my cursed fate precedes me.
Oh, he's right here. I love him.
Bless his heart.
It is quite all right, my new friend. It is a curse that I carry upon me, that people know my name, but not what I look like, or what my presence can bring to others. You said your god is Helm?
Helm.
I have met many gods, personally, in fact, but not this one.
Well, maybe you'll meet him by the end of the night.
Let us hope that is not the case.
Oh, he's mostly good. Don't worry.
As you two have this conversation about Helm or Helm, as he, she, they are better known, Buxton Tiefling walks over and whispers in Aegeus's ear. Oh, Medea, well, that's a shame. I'm afraid Odinair and Sage will not make it. They're on the front lines of the Grove. Nothing to worry about, nothing at all. They've never lost a battle, and we will be safe another night. But they did send us some apology entertainment. You're welcome to check on them with me. Algernon, there are days that you tried to put behind you before you've taken up this new career. What memory comes up at the mention of front lines?
Oh, probably the time that arrows were whistling past my hair and one of the arrows cut off a lock, but not like in a sexy way. It was really embarrassing.
And as you get lost in the memory, you guys arrive and are you Takarin? Are you the entertainment for this evening? What entertainment will you be providing for us tonight? Introduce your character. Tell us what you look like.
So the first thing you notice about Takarin doesn't require your eyes at all. He also has an aura, but it is completely pheromonal. He just has just a cloud of reek about him. He is dirty. He is 5'2". He has, the pointed ears of a wood elf, but one of them looks as though it's been chewed off. The other one is just swollen like a cauliflower ear. His beautiful, once exquisite, pointed elven nose has been broken in so many places. And he has an adorable, crooked little smile to him.
Aww.
And he looks up at you with these like gleaming, bright hazel eyes through chestnut brown skin. And he says, "Me, I'm the entertainment."
Yes.
Nobody told me what I was here for. I don't understand a thing.
Well, okay. If you don't know, I guess just be entertaining. Maybe. What are your skills?
skills. I'm really good at staying alive.
It's a very good skill these days.
I'm very good at it. If it weren't for my friend Haley, I would probably be dead. But they've done picked me up several times, put me on my feet, set me on the right path. And here I am with you fine people in your fancy clothes and your Michael, you're a large fella.
And that's when the buxom tiefling goes, "Oh, what an interesting little feral dirt nugget. Do take care not to ruin our silks."
As soon as you tell me what that is, I'll not ruin it.
Oh, my beloved, I know you're stressed, but this fine being, I am humbled that you are here. Please consider yourself an honored guest. Don't worry about a thing. Honored.
Honored.
Truly.
Oh.
Yes.
At which point he immediately picks up the closest amuse-bouche glass of whatever is consumable in his eyes and just starts shoving it in his face. Just
nice. Very nice.
At which point you see his teeth are a little like he's got some like canines going on.
Ooh. Yeah. So there's kindness in the words that were there, and it made you feel something like beyond the need to survive. Tack, what's the last time someone showed you some true kindness?
I hate to be redundant, but I think it was when they done picked me up off the street this morning and brought me here. All of you fine folk.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's nice. It was very nice. I liked it.
Good. Well,
I think I have a thing to wear.
I'm sure we have something if you would like to change, maybe take a bath.
Is Tack wearing clothes?
Is he? He's very dirty.
I'm scared to find out. It's at this time that there's like a sudden crash of serving trays falling around someone, and Aegeus goes to help them pick them up. Well, your new face to the walls. Welcome. I assume my father invited you. I'm Aegeus Diehard. What's your name? Stever, please introduce yourself and what your character looks like.
So Stever is a lizard folk. They use any and all pronouns, and I would say he's probably about 6 feet tall, yellow, greenish skin, bright yellow eyes. And as soon as he draws attention from anybody, she's got these like neck things that pop out that looks like a Dilophosaurus. She's very startled by the attention. I'm just here for some garlic. Do you? I dropped it in the kitchen, and yeah. What's your name again?
Aegeus Diehard.
Okay, I'm Stever.
Stever.
Yeah.
Stever.
Hear it now.
Stever when? Yeah.
Stever when? Well, it is delightful to meet you. Wonderful, in fact. Garlic. That's interesting. What do you need garlic for?
Well, there's this some like really pungent smell coming from out here somewhere, and I thought maybe it'd be like really good in a recipe.
Oh yes, of course. By all means. Yeah, he tries to call over one of the like porcelain elementals. They're like living statues. They're statues that have come to life that are circulating of various things to the party. They will be happy to bring you some garlic.
Oh, actually, I'm. Stever gets down on all fours and like walks along the ground sniffing and finds his way over to Tack. Actually, this might be what I'm looking for. You have certain je ne sais quoi about you.
I don't know where the qual is, but my je and my ne and my say, I know where that is.
Stever, it was rather difficult to sneak into the chateau, but that smell was far too tempting. How did you get in here?
So if it was like a basement window that was propped open, and I stuck my snoot in it, of course, because everybody loves to stick snoots in windows. And I just have such a large frame that I knocked the window that was like the pole that was holding the window up, and it booped me in the butt, and I flew into the basement. And I ended up just, in this dusty, dirty basement surrounded by wine barrels and things like that. And literally followed my nose, like floating on air up into the kitchens. Grabbed myself an apron and just tried to blend in. I've been walking around, tasting food here and there, telling people to add salt to things, just, acting like I belong.
And obviously it worked. I would like you to make me a perception or history check, please.
Sure. Perception.
Dun, 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 dun. Our first roll. What did we get?
3.
3. Oh. Yes. When you snuck in, it was a rather loud affair. You did find some amazing things, and you did sneak up to the kitchen, but you didn't notice that you erased some rather obvious lines at the time, and that maybe if you paid a bit more attention, you would have seen maybe a figure in the corner of your eye. But that's for another time. Well, I have to go check on other guests, and it seems like you all are getting along fine. And are you sure, Tack, you don't want to go take a bath? Anything? We have clothes. We have plenty to.
I'll just, if it's all right with you, I'll just kick the mud off my boots. And
oh, those were boots. I had no idea.
Oh yeah. And he kicks his boots, at which point you see, like, somehow there is a skosh of elegance. He has these like really, really snazzy boots in this sort of like corn silk blue, like gold trimmed, like where he got them, why he has them, who knows? Aside from that, there's some scraps and some leaves and some leathers, and his hands are bound up, and for some reason he has a large branch strapped to his back, and that's how he was found this morning, and that's where he is today.
How he was found. That phrase, that's how he was found this morning. It's gonna take a minute to get over
like this.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Yes. Medea. Sorry, excuse me. I need to go. It's nearly time we start this salon officially. Please do feel free to mingle. I will see you all a bit later. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
In a while, crocodile.
Crocodile. What is that? He just walks off being like, what's a crocodile?
I don't get that either.
Yes, it's...
Well, Algernon has definitely noticed Stever's What did you call when your flaps went up?
Oh, it's just like an ornate sort of neck flap that has muscles, and when they're startled, they just pop out.
Okay. Algernon is trying to do the same thing with his cloak unsuccessfully, and kind of sidles up and says, "Did they hire you to be a model too?"
That's very flattering. You know, I don't think it's necessarily like an attractive feature. It's more supposed to be like scary. But
I'm so sorry. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. Thank you. That's you're humoring me. That's very kind of you. Yeah.
Very unsettling.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You know, I work hard on that, and it's good to hear some feedback every once in a while. I'm not a particularly nasty fellow, so you know, when I hear somebody go, you know, it really feeds that.
It's good to feel not Australian. It's good to be scary.
Linguistic mirroring is happening already.
Oh my goodness.
I'm excited for Southern Australian.
We have but met, and already we share so much.
Oh, Maine, you are just such a character.
In fact, I am the main character. Well, so I am told. I still have to figure out what that means.
You absolutely have. You have the hair for it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's so shiny.
I was born with this flash of white hair. I have never understood why. The age apparently is of no concern to me, as I do not know how old I am.
Oh
my God.
Wow.
Oh, I'm dying.
Algernon, your hair, it is so pink.
Yeah.
And luscious. And how do you keep it like that?
Oh, I go to the salon quite regularly. This isn't natural. I wasn't born with any prophecies. But I always, well, I shouldn't say this in front of our amphibian reptilian friend, but I soak it in oils of various kinds.
I honestly don't know what that means. I don't have any hair.
Oh, yeah. That's totally fine. Don't even worry about it.
It's at this time that suddenly you hear all the doors and windows close. Medea utters some words, and what seems like the fabric of reality shifts. First slow, with objects disappearing and then reappearing again. And then the light through the huge stained glass windows shift, and the air tastes a bit like memories. You guys are not on the material plane nor the ethereal plane. This is the neither realm. And when all is settled, the candles light and music begins to play. Dear chat, this is the time where you get to play a little bit too. We have a lovely, lovely chaos table for you, just the low price of $10. One of the players will roll a d20, and it will have lots of effects that may help, hinder, or just make things weird. And if you really feel the urge to spice things up, you can also make spells of your choice go off at the low price of $10 a spell level. So it's like $10 for level 1, $30 for level 3. So have fun.
Yes.
And give us a wish spell.
You know
I'm
what?
desperate
Don't tell
to know
us
what
who
Tack
gets to
wants to
use
wish
it.
her
It's just
for.
like we just have a wish spell, but we don't know who used it.
Do not be afraid. We just need to take extra precautions against the things that may be around. This is what is known as the Neither Realm. It is a pocket plane, and we are absolutely 100% safe here. Feel free, mingle, enjoy. We have lots of festivities. We have elementals ready to get to your every wish. We may have some sport. We may have some modeling. We may have some beautiful dishes. Just know that our conversation for this evening will be in a few time. Thank you.
Stever's gonna make his way over to the table. Maybe it's like a buffet setup, family style. I don't know what it looks like, but
Absolutely.
he's gonna help himself to pretty well one of everything, and make like the most obnoxious like lip smacking noises as he's going and tasting everything, like dipping his fingers in the sauces and like licking all the sauces and like, oh, that one's for the shrimp. Well, that would be pretty good with steak, actually.
What is the worst thing that you've tasted there?
The worst thing is somebody has made a Jell-O with little marshmallows in it, and it jiggles when I walk over to the table
so strongly. I feel that so strongly. Just
have you been to my family's Thanksgiving?
The Southerners in the house are like, wait, that's the good stuff.
That's nope, can't do
Gummy
it.
bears and mayonnaise.
That's a salad.
Please, God, tell me that's not a thing, because that's
If it has mayonnaise on it, it's a salad.
Oh gosh.
Plain and simple.
Obviously.
I feel like there should be horror inspiration now, because I am truly terrified for all of humanity. Yes. Yeah. So go around, have fun. In fact, someone comes up to you. Algerino? Is that you? Huh?
Yes.
Ah, it's been so long. How are you?
I am really good. I've just had such a stressful day.
Oh.
You know, we met at that thing that one time, and
Yeah,
you were like,
yes.
hello, my name is...
Oh, you don't remember? No?
well, no, I do, but this is, you know, we have that give and take where I say the start of a sentence and then you finish it.
Yeah. Fantasia.
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 That
Fantasia.
seems like a bad omen.
In fact, actually, yeah, one of the flowers in your hair like wilted away at the. Yes.
You know, I always thought you pronounced it Fantasia.
That's what I said. It's a fantasia.
Oh, yeah. It's been so long. I'm so excited you're here at this dinner party.
Absolutely. You are Molla?
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
You are a model, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, they signal over one of the porcelain elementals. We draw you? Eh?
Oh, yeah, sure. Is it that sort of party?
Why not? Anything could happen. Yes.
Yeah. Where should I stand? What level of nudity is everybody comfortable with? Consent is very important.
Fantasia is like unfazed, like do whatever you need to do. But for the rest of you guys, it's up to you.
Algernon will not be getting fully nude, but he will tastefully drape his cloak and pose provocatively.
Is this just in the middle of the general?
He climbed on a table.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
To make sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. In fact, I feel like making this just a skill challenge. What are you doing to like really accentuate your modeliness?
I think he would attempt to somersault into his pose.
Okay.
He is a living model.
Okay. Okay. All right. What are you gonna roll for me?
Athletics, I think.
Okay, show me some athletics.
18.
18. That is a pass. Yes, it looks wonderfully wonderful, and you get on this like platform. Yes, it is more than just a table. It's an actual platform with beautiful flowers all around. And one of the tall porcelain elementals goes to get a canvas. Another one goes to get brushes, and they're going to start to paint you. How do the rest of you feel about what's going on?
I'm probably going to go try some of those flowers before they get trampled on.
Is that all right?
Here.
You are now part of the skill challenge. How are you gonna go do that?
I kind of envision Stever just sort of being in the background as Algernon is getting painted, so that, like, you know, when you photobomb somebody's important like photograph, and like he's just in the background like eating. But they paint him because he's there.
Absolutely. What are you gonna roll for me?
Oh gosh, stealth.
Okay, I like this.
Yeah.
What did we get? Oh, absolutely wonderful. In fact, tell me more about this photobomb situation. Like, how are you in this picture photobombing? Are you giving them bunny rabbit ears with like your tail? Do you have a tail?
Yeah, lizard folk. Yeah, I think I would have a tail. So, like, you see, like, her hand reach up on the table sometimes. She's hiding under this pedestal thing that I assume has a tablecloth on it. And her hand comes up and, like, grabs a handful of flowers and, like, disappears for a while. And there's, like, a swishing tail noise. And then she comes out and, like, whoop, they're still making the photo, and, like, goes back
under. Tack Maine, how do you feel about what's going on?
Tack is culturally as far out of his skin as he can possibly be. So as soon as Algernon like strikes the first pose, they're like wiping whatever sauce food. They've ruined
oh my god
at least a quarter of the buffet for most of the guests. They're just like in the dip, double dipping, triple dipping, you know, like eating heavily because they've not seen this much food. They don't know what anything is. So they're probably watching Maine, since Maine seems wildly comfortable in this environment, and trying to mimic everything that Maine might be doing, eating specifically what Maine is eating, until Algernon strikes that first pose, at which point, boom, 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 just like done, like stars in his eyes. Tack's never seen anything quite as glorious as this.
Nice. Maine, what are you doing in all of this?
I think Maine was probably just making sure that all the exits are available and there are ways of getting out of the situation if needed.
You've remembered we're in a D&D one shot.
Suddenly we're playing a game.
That is what I have read in every single legend told about, well, anything. So just checking all the exits, and just every now and then just using a dagger and doing like some fancy finger work with a dagger and just like skewering an olive and just eating it.
That's when you...
No, please go ahead.
That's when people are very fascinated by what's going on with you in the dagger and this weird juxtaposition of fancy man with a little dirt nugget, and you have your own little like little following, just being like, what are they doing? I have no clue what's going on.
Every now and then there's just like a quick snap of the fingers and gust is cast like away from Maine and Tack just to keep the smell in the different direction. just like ventilation.
Oh, okay. So roll me a skill for that. Let's see how well that goes.
Probably, I'm gonna say maybe sleight of hand, just to like not make it super obvious that I'm trying to push it away.
By all means, show me that sleight of hand.
And it is a 21. It is so subtle.
Oh, and in fact, it is so subtle that like this gust not only does that, but it kind of wafts around the room a little bit, and it makes the little piece of cloth that is covering Algernon flap a little bit. It makes the picture very dynamic. Yes.
I just saw Steva's nose just reappear from under the tablecloth.
Absolutely, 100%.
Although, no, with a passive perception of 9, I did not see that.
So stealthy.
You'll see it later in the portrait.
It's just a nose peeping out of the tablecloth underneath Algernon's floaty loincloth.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a reflective surface far too close to you.
Although I think with Tack, said was focusing on Maine for a while, and like in all the like posture and posing, there is something that is actively not an affectation of this man is in pain. This man is not well, and it's not just he's over dramaticizing everything, but there is almost like a look in his eyes if Tack were to focus, like just bringing it up because Tack mentioned that he was looking at Maine throughout.
Oh, then Tack, make me a roll.
How about insight?
Make me that insight roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6.
Oh.
No, I guess it's just part of the performance.
I'm gonna blow my inspiration on this one roll because
Do it.
My buddy.
There'll be more. Don't worry.
Bestest friend. And wait, hold on.
Is it a 1?
It's a 7.
You know what? Since you use inspiration, I'm gonna let you have you do. But it vexes you. This like look in your face is like, I didn't know you could contort your face that way. People do that, but you do kind of recognize what it means. Yeah. Yes.
Oh my goodness. Sorry.
Oh, no worry. I was like, is there a cat?
Yeah.
I was hoping there was a cat. Yeah.
My cat will probably come in soon.
Oh. Algernon, it seems like they're done with this one portrait. It is beautiful, as you would say. And they kind of want to do another one. People are starting to crowd around and just like, oh, this is wonderful. Like, maybe you do have a career ahead of you. Give us your best pink steel, like right now, like for the camera. Oh yes. Another one, and another one, and another one.
Really disorientingly close.
Yes.
Okay.
What are you doing? They're starting to set up for another portrait. Are you into it? Are you not?
Oh yeah. Well, I would have seen the first portrait with Stever's nose appearing, and I'm very intrigued by this. Algernon already thinks Stever is also a model, even if Stever doesn't believe so. So I would like to roll animal handling to convince Stever to pose with me.
Absolutely.
Not
Is that okay?
persuasion? How demeaning.
Or persuasion.
If you have food, I'm gonna say roll at advantage because there's gonna be. Yeah.
I'm okay with this. Yeah, like wildflowers from Algernon's own hair.
I saw how excited you were.
Here we go.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's a 12.
With advantage?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I forgot. I gave you a flower. Well, that's a 5. So I'm going to follow Tack's advice and blow my inspiration on this.
That's nice.
So that is a 9. It's very middling, no matter what I do.
Oh God. I will leave it up to Stever, but with this like confusing, like, what are you doing? Like, with this something under the table, what's going on? Fantasia's gonna be like, you, dirty.
Steve.
No. You, what is your name? Referring to Tack. Dirty
Me.
something? Yeah.
My name is Tackrin, but you can call me Tack.
Tack.
Sharp.
I see. How about you join the photo? Good beauty and
The more beautiful.
you. Yes, very, very dynamic. Yes.
I see where you're going with this little, I don't know, the hard, the soft.
Yeah, sharp, so sharp.
I
Yes.
think that's an art thing I've heard about.
Yes.
Yeah. And so like in like trying to be impressive though they're not usually like intent on being showy, but this feels like a showy fancy thing. So he'll do like an acrobatic flip and just like spin in the air and come down as if somebody threw like those like propellers things that you get off of a maple tree.
Ooh.
As if someone like threw that. All of a sudden he looks light as air and drifts down. And do you want an acrobatics check to see if this has actually what happened?
Roll me that acrobatics. Let's see.
No.
How bad? How what?
Fail. I got a 7. No. Some gravy.
You know what? Hey, chat. I'm gonna let chat decide how you critically fail. How's that sound? Chat.
I don't like this die roller today.
Chat, please.
That's terrible.
Get 30 seconds. Give me a good idea of how they critically fail this acrobatics roll onto a table where there's a lizard person underneath and a model with a sheer piece of cloth that's just like there and somebody gusting wind. By all means, please do.
Like everyone else should be control F5 refreshing that page just to reset the dice.
Yes.
Clear out that cache.
Oh man. All right. Yeah. We have a suggestion. It is a full-on faceplant through the table. Yes.
Oh no. So
through the table.
It's people's elbow.
Just spears in, and now you're face to face with our good friend Stever. Just like.
And my other end is just adding to the ambiance.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Stever, how do you feel about this sudden person just like in your face?
Hey, do you want a flower? They'll like hand him a flower.
Only if I can hide behind it.
Oh.
Stever's gonna tuck it like behind your ear like Algernon has. There's your own, you can have your own bouquet.
Thank you.
Stever, what are you doing? What are you doing? I think the flowers are running out from under the table.
Yeah, I think Stever's gonna stand up and pretend, or at least show off his best like tough guy pose. So maybe start like flexing for this photo. Took some inspiration from Algernon. Algernon? Is that how you say it? Okay, sorry. With the robe thing. And maybe throw his apron over his shoulder, so it's kind of like a little half cape over one arm, and then pull out one of his swords and then like rest it maybe on like the back of his arm to make it look like knightly almost.
Oh, so it's like an almost the knight has no clothes kind of thing. Also straight up ass. This is a great picture. I'm in here for it. Please roll me. What are you gonna roll me for this pose?
Ooh, let's see. I think it would be I'm gonna roll history because I'm gonna try to remember a pose that I've seen at previous castles that I broke into for food.
All right,
there was a photo above the fireplace, and then one of the guys in the photo was doing this pose. So that's what I'm gonna try to emulate.
I love this. Please roll me some history.
An 8.
Oh, we got it a little bit wrong. In fact, the sword is where, like.
So in the photo, it was on top of the arm, but maybe this one I'm like I stuck it under my armpit and like the hilt is poking out.
Oh, and
I'm just like sitting there with my arms crossed with like a sword hilt popping out.
I love this.
So it looks like I got stabbed. I don't know.
Yeah. This is a very dynamic photo that's going on. Maine, how are you feeling while all this is going on? Things do not look like they're going well this time.
With the crash and the tumble and the everything happening, even someone as not very perceptive as Maine unsheathes the rapier, turns around as the wind blows back, and the coat opens a little bit, ready. And it's like, oh, Steva, you have been stabbed.
What are you gonna do?
It's like a self-inflicted. I think I'm okay.
Are you sure?
She checks. Yeah, it's all good.
Flourish, resheathe the rapier.
Mm-hmm.
That was really impressive, actually. Can you come and do that for the photo? You can stand in front of me, so it's like you're
my
the
skills
main
are
event.
not for display, but only to save the world.
He's very modest. Stever's talking to one of the porcelain. What did you say they were again? Sorry.
There's like art elementals, porcelain elementals. You know,
elementals. Yeah. They're talking to the elemental, who I assume is not answering, but
they do understand what you're saying. So they're gonna go to try to like bear hug Maine now to bring them into the photo. Yes, yes.
No, unhand me! Unhand me! This is undignified of my position.
Yeah, and they do unhand you. They drop you right on the table.
Welcome.
Yes, yes. What are you gonna do?
I just am picturing one of those incredibly dramatic Renaissance portraits of Algernon trying to pose, Stever poking out with like little bits of food everywhere, Tack's legs sticking up through the table, but like the majority of the focus is just Maine's face looking very dramatic.
Is there a drama roll? There should be a drama roll in D&D.
May I performance roll?
You may performance roll, yes.
Oh, that's a dirty 20, baby.
Nice.
Very nice. It is exceedingly dramatic. In fact, the whole of this entire salon is just staring at the events unfolding. You guys are definitely making a name for yourself, whether it's good or bad. Who knows? Yes. And the elementals show you the beautiful Renaissance style canvas. It's more beautiful and more disturbing than you could have imagined. You have succeeded this challenge. Whoever this is up for grabs, someone may get 1 inspiration.
I think Maine.
No, Maine? I thought it would be Steva, because Steva was the author of the chaos to begin with. Everyone else was dragged in.
Yes. Stever, you have inspiration. There's lots of whispers going on. There's tons of whispers going on in the crowd, like, oh, that was wonderful. Oh, that was disturbing. Oh, what? Why is this person still not wearing any clothes? What is with just legs? What is that? The new rage all of a sudden? It is a veritable, interesting event. Yes. Aljanino, beautiful. Yes.
Thank you. I've never worked with other people before, but I think this is the way of the future. This is great.
Absolutely.
We made people feel emotions, whether good or bad. That's real art.
I think you've awakened something in me.
Oh.
Stever's like putting her sword away.
Yeah.
What did it awaken? Huh?
I don't know, in like an autistic sort of desire.
You were a natural. I mean, maybe work on the sword placement in the future, but your passion and excitement for new poses is unparalleled.
That was a lot of fun. Thank you.
In fact, Stever, should you ever wish to train in the ways of the blade, with the power of God and anime on our side. I don't know where that came from. I'm sorry.
Oh gosh. Oh God. Yeah.
Suddenly there's some flower petals falling.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, in fact, people are throwing petals. No, people are throwing petals. They're like, yes, wonderful, bravo, more. Oh my God. Oh. Does one of them give you a sore throat? Like, I don't know. Is that just me as a kid? When like snow would happen, you would go, and then you'd have a sore throat. It's a me thing.
Is Stever trying to bite the cherry blossoms from the air?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, not bite, just like let them land on their tongue and then
Mhm.
like swallow them.
Hmm.
But they've got they probably got one stuck in their throat. So for the next little while, they're gonna be like a popcorn kernel.
Yes.
You see the little thing start going.
Yeah. At this time, do you all know why we're here? Huh?
We have been requested personally for matters of grave danger or of revolution.
What danger? What revolution?
I have no idea.
Well, the invitation said, the Nephilim?
Yes, what are those? I have not read of those before, or maybe I have. Algernon, have you heard of these?
The Neph. Oh, I've always heard that they're called the Nephilim. And I think they're just a myth.
How many eyes do you put in the word?
Nephilim. As many eyes as is necessary. But yeah, you would have definitely heard about the Nephilim because I think they're prophesied to like end the world. And if you're prophesied to be the main character. Oh, wait.
Am I a Nephilim?
Are you?
That you don't have horns, you don't have red skin. Are you Nephilim?
I think, as Fantasia says that, the shape-changing ability of my character is triggered.
Oh no.
I do not have horns. I do not have... No, my skin is porcelain white, in a very plain and average-looking, and the skin starts changing hue just a little bit, and horns start sprouting just a little bit above my head, without Maine noticing.
Yeah, demoni!
What? Where?
The whole party is just like stares at you a little bit shocked, like, what just happened?
I don't want to fight somebody that I like.
What are we all looking at?
You've got some kind of like chameleon skin.
You're blushing. Are you embarrassed?
That's amazing. That makes me
I'm
happy.
the one that fell. You don't have to be embarrassed.
What is wrong with your friend?
No, I mean he didn't have horns a second ago, but buddy, you got horns now. Did you know that? Did you mean to do that?
I've never had horns in my life. That is not true. There was once a story that I belong. As he starts getting lost in telling an anecdote, his skin returns back to being the same color as earlier, and the horns shrink and disappear.
Oh.
See, he's just a performer.
Interesting. What about you, lizard thing person?
Oh, folk. Yeah, lizard folk.
Folk.
Yep.
Nephilim?
Can I roll a religion check for Stever?
Absolutely.
Am I a wrestler? Let me roll.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know all about them.
Yeah.
It's like a purple and red mushroom, and it only grows in the desert between 6 p.m. and 11 p.m. on August 24th.
With a roll of a 2, yes, absolutely. It's a food, dinner food. We'll eat a Nephilim. Okay.
I think you're thinking of the Nephilim. That's different.
What is a Nephilim?
The Nephilim is that mushroom that blooms on August 24th between 6 p.m. and 11 p.m. with some other things in there.
Wonderful.
In the desert. Yeah, you've heard of it then.
Oh yeah, I went on a quest one time.
That's amazing.
You get real high if you eat them.
Nephilic. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense because you're supposed to lick it.
You're right. Yeah, exactly.
That doesn't sound tasty. What about you, Tak? What do you know of this?
What do I know of anything? You said they were red and that they had horns. And then my friend turned red and he had horns. And I'm very confused. But sometimes red things are pretty, like a rose, and sometimes they're mean and angry. So I don't know. Are they nice? Are they mean?
I don't know.
Are they
Both?
holy?
I don't know.
Are they monsters?
Maybe. It's this time you're gonna hear a little bit of drinks pouring in the background. A little bit of a toast. Oh yes. Excuse me.
I didn't know I was supposed to bring a glass. I just brought my Sorry.
It's all right. Thank you, dear entertainment. But it is time we get on to the main event, the subject of this salon. What do all of you know of the Nephilim? And it's at this time. And it's at this time we're gonna go ahead and take a little bit of a break. Hi, we're back. Ready to get on with this dinner. How's everybody? How's was the break? Was it good? I saw a little Roarcat running about. He's right there. Aww. And you're muted. You're muted.
Yes.
There you go. Hi.
I was being very quiet. But...
Yes. Yes. Last time on, we left it at just what the hell is this thing? What are we talking about? What is a Nephilim? Is it a mushroom? Is it a red thing with horns? Is it who knows? And with that, we're back to things. So what do you think it is? One person raises their hand and they're like, all I know, it's a child between an emanation and something else. Another person. By all means.
I thought it was like when somebody was knitting and they knitted so much that the yarn became like entwined and then it was enchanted and then it was like a yarn person.
You're very close.
Not just like regular yarn, but like magic yarn, like the weave, how the world is made up of like magical strands. It was like if somebody was knitting with magic strands.
That is very close, actually. They
already know what these creatures are, and you are asking our intellectual amusement.
I have my guesses, and the teachings of Saint Medigo, yes, but nothing for sure. We know that our world is in danger and in peril, and if we do not act now, we will fall to ruin. Saint Medigo has said that they will bring about the end of all things. Not that that's a bad thing. Not for us. But if they are the root cause of this corruption, the famine, everything, we have to figure out what to do. I figure gather all the myths, all the legends, and we can see what's common. Maybe. So, you, Maine, my old friend, what do you remember What have you heard in your journeys?
What I have heard and what I have read and what has been carried upon the winds to me is the Nephilim are none other than the souls of those who were not saved, but they are sent by the future, whether the world no longer exists, to warn us. They are harbingers of the apocalypse, but also our only way to salvation.
Oh, beautiful.
Also, you say famine, and
yeah.
we'll look out at the banquet hall and go,
yes,
I see.
I would like to say we've got our first donation. We've got 2.5 chaos table rolls.
That's pretty chaotic.
That is amazing. So I think the half might mean just something I choose. We're just going to go with that. We're going to go with that. So please, Maine, since you got the donation, since the donation happened when you were talking, please roll me a d20 and we will see what happens.
Sometimes it feels like all donations happen when I am talking.
I can't with this guy. I can't.
Would you like a digital roll?
Whatever you would like.
So just a D20,
whatever makes
correct?
you happy. Yes, just a d20. Dun, 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 dun.
2.
A 2. A frog in your throat. Your throat is extremely and unquenchably dry. For the next minute, you have to communicate via charades.
Boys.
Yes.
My beautiful boys.
Can you give that whole Nephilim speech again, but in charades?
Yes, please. Okay, we have hand dancing and dramatic interpretation and prayer and anime destiny and lots of hair. Yes, that's exactly what an Nephilim is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go with I would like Stever to roll me the other chaos table.
Sorry, just one thing. Actually, the hair doesn't float for a while because I cannot speak, therefore cannot create the verbal components for my gust spell.
Oh no! So the smell just starts. You better hope this chaos table does something. Stever, please roll me some chaos.
Sorry, what die did you want me to roll?
Just a straight d20, please.
D20. Okay. I got a 7.
A 7. Lucky wishbone. You got the lucky part of a wishbone, and its magic melts into your hand. Whatever your next roll is, you make it at advantage.
Ooh.
There you go. And for my choice of this half a donation, I would like to choose number 4, toast or roast. Chat, 30 seconds. Please choose either toast or roast. And while that's going on, Algernon, what do you know of the Nephilim?
Algernon is very inspired by Maine's dramatic charades and says, hair is very important to the Nephilim. As we all know, hair can make or break us individually, but also cosmically.
My soul. My fucking soul. Like, how can you see me? Thanks.
This is a queer stream. We all know hair. Yeah. So I think that beard hair counts too.
Yes.
So I think it's down to the great hairdresser in the sky to do something with the Nephilim.
I feel like you get inspiration for the great hairdresser in the sky. You get inspiration. Congrats. And it seems like Toast has won. Who's a good Toastmaster? Is or should I just choose? Yes. Tack, please gush about someone in chat. Just pick a person and just sing their good deeds.
I would like to propose a toast because all this talk about red pointy things is weird. And especially since they have hairs, and yet you said it's an emanation that makes a baby with something, and what if it made a baby with a lizard folk? Would it have the required hairs? I'm curious. So, back to that shortly. But right now, let's all raise a glass. And to the wondrous and beauteous, I can't pronounce their name, but to them, may their nuts not fall far from the tree, and may their leaves be evergreen.
To them.
Cheers. Yes. Wonderful impromptu toast, inappropriate, but wonderful none the same.
What?
We have things we are talking about, and in fact, how about you? What do you know of the Nephilim?
They're red and they're pointy, and my friend Haven, they've helped me a lot in my life. And you were talking about how, what if the whole world ended and it wouldn't be a bad thing? And I'm afraid you're forgetting all the beautiful things. Like when the hazelnuts fall from the tree, they're delicious and crunchy. And what if the sky was no longer blue? Or what if you never felt the feeling of rain on your face? What if everything that's precious and everything that's dear gets taken away from us? And you say it's not bad, and I think it'd be very, very upsetting. So if the Nephilim are trying to take everything that's beautiful in the world away, then we should stop them. And we should make things right.
Well, that's the debate. What you say, this lack of beauty being taken away, that's how we know that it's worth it, that we appreciate it. Things that are eternal go for granted.
You're ridiculous.
It's the teachings of Saint Medigo. You see, you have the party raise their glass and sip.
I don't know. What are you raising your glass for that nonsense for?
Well, I'm not really understanding most of what's going on, but I'm thirsty.
That's
I'm
fair.
still stuck on the part where like a lizard folk has hair.
Was that not hair? That flap? Hair flap?
Yeah, some people dress it up like that.
I mean, you could have like a mohawk of various colors if you want. Like, it's a magical world. They can have hair if they want. It's up to you.
I just.
Yes, your voice is back now. Yes.
Is it like?
In fact, like a frog literally came out of your throat, like a very small one, and just hopped away.
Did the prophecy say something about that?
No.
No.
What is happening? The prophecy is not real.
Everyone's just like looks at you like, what prophecy are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Right now is like just like full on weeping at the thought that the rain will no longer fall upon him as he is posing in the rain outside.
Oh my god.
I just have to clarify, is it the tears coming out the sides or the tears streaming?
Oh no, it's the streaming with like the wiggly edges.
Is your mascara also running? Like, is it
mascara
that bad?
A mess. Like the hair is like plastered on his face because the gust is no longer keeping it up.
Well, what I heard, what Helm teaches us is that they will kill us all. Yeah, that they will end everything, existence everywhere. And yes, I agree with you, Dak. We need to do something about them. And you hear a bunch of people cheer, like, yeah. And half the party's like, what? And then you will hear another voice. But they are living beings. Shouldn't we talk to them? Shouldn't we I don't know. It could be their nature. It could be nurture. I don't believe in this destiny thing. But I do believe that everything has a right to live. And that's when the other half of the party cheers.
Will have arrived here too.
Yes.
Have a right to live until they try to tell other people how they should live.
Then we kill them.
Then we squish them like a bug.
Like a bug, yes. You hear people cheering to that guess as well. Yes.
Is Tack about to start a revolution?
I'm here for it.
Appreciate the simple things in life or die.
Yeah.
Some have greatness thrust upon them.
I think we have a donation.
Oh, whoa! Okay, was that okay? We do have a donation. Thank you. Do we know if that was for a chaos table or a spell?
I don't know.
Then I'm going to just start us with a Tack. Please
more
roll.
Chaos. Sorry.
More chaos. All right, we got 4 rounds of chaos. I love it. Tack, roll me a d20. Let's see what kind of chaos happens. As you are riling people up with the speech of like, don't tread on me a bit. Well, something will happen. It's a straight d20 roll, pretty please.
I know. For some reason.
No worries. In fact, all of you just prepare a d20 roll, please. And then I will do those accordingly.
I don't know what's going with my die roller. Here we go.
It's okay. Well, while this is going on, you'll hear, everyone, settle down, settle down, settle down.
A 12.
That's awesome. Everyone, settle down, settle down. Yes. Everyone's getting very riled up after this. So a 12. A 12 it's such a strange party. Chat, I need you to vote between fall or float. You have 30 seconds. And while this is happening, settle down, settle down. Yes, this is what we're here to discuss civilly. No need to get in each other's faces. It'll be okay. We do know they are particular special beings, yes. One thing St. Medigo teaches us is that what we know by the text is that, yes, they could cause the end, and the end is not a bad thing. It is because their existence thins the veil between worlds. It lets anything, good or bad, into ours. And maybe something bad came. I don't know. It seems like we've gotten float. Everyone, I need you guys to pretend in your real self, real body, real now, to like float up into the atmosphere. Everyone in the party suddenly begins to float. And then gently and slowly comes back down. See, even this realm is becoming unstable. This is supposed to be safe.
Oh.
Main's hair did not move. Everything except for that.
Maine, what did you roll with your Chaos D20?
I believe it was a 50. Yes, 15.
15, a tasty dish. Chat, please choose between juicy or chewy. You have 30 seconds to do so. Oh, this is...
Slightly alarmed.
Maybe like the end of the world means like the beginning of something else. And like it's not necessarily like a bad thing because it's going to become something new. But I see like Tack, you're upset obviously because like, you know, you and I exist on this world and this is how we know things. But maybe there's other people from these other dimensions who just, you know, they're growing and expanding.
Absolutely.
If that were to be the case, then it would have to begin again, alone.
So,
none of our companions around us.
Since chat is away, I'm going to say Chewy. For the next minute, everyone's going to have to talk really slowly.
So, what you're saying is the Nephilim is like a wildfire. And yes, it burned the forest down, but it would grow back again.
Oh my god!
Yes, exactly.
Oh my god! Okay, Tack, you get inspiration because that just made me so happy. That made me so happy for no reason.
That's amazing.
Oh, bravo. Oh, yeah, that is a very apt analogy, yes. Oh, it could be the flames of St. Medigo herself. Who has not rolled? Who has not given me their roll yet? Yes, all right. Trisha, what did you roll?
17.
17. Utensils. Chat, please choose between spoon or fork.
Spork.
You don't have to.
You get one. You get one. And yes,
That was also
a bunch
nice.
of queers to choose between two options.
sorry. I'm trying to keep it simple.
Chaos.
Oh god. No, Spork is not an option. No.
Sport.
I can call out Jesse, Haley, and Rachel are right out there, probably doing tech stuff, but get in that chat and say some things.
Yeah. Otherwise, I will choose, and you might not like it. No, not Spork. I'm vetoing this. No.
But who knew that like a national fast food chain was going to challenge the binary? You know.
All right, fine.
I'm a sport.
You know what?
That's all
You know what? Give the audience what they want. You get both. Hey, who? I will let you decide, Trisha. Someone's going to get temporary health points equal to the viewers, which is 13, and the next roll against the next DC or AC will be lowered by 13.
Ooh.
There you go.
Oh,
You get
no.
both. You get both. Happy?
Yay.
Amazing.
I'll take the hit, and I think Maine would be flooded with vitality.
Oh no, the ego. No.
I feel like your hair would like blow straight up.
Straight up, and there's like a moment of
think
like
it's
just
hilarious.
planting feet in the ground, and the
It
ground
just goes
starts
Super
cracking
Saiyan.
underneath.
To be fair, I'm not angry. I think it's entertaining. Yes.
I think with a burst of vitality, what's the mechanical effect of that?
You will get 13 temporary hit points.
Okay, but I also think for some reason it just triggers my blade song.
Ooh.
Yes.
Do it. Uh-oh. Is there an actual song to the Blade song?
Oh, I cannot share it because we do not probably have the rights for it. But there is the rapier comes out, and there is a planting in the ground as I look up dramatically towards the camera that is not there. My head floats in front, coat flowing, cherry blossoms swirl around me, and you hear this power metal playing in the background from somewhere.
Just all around. In fact, it is the porcelain elementals. There's something about like the flow of the magic. Like, yeah, they get out the heavy metal axe guitar, and they're just like singing your praises right now. This is your moment. Milk it.
And I am so fast right now.
Mhm.
I have 40 feet of speed. I have +2 to my AC and advantage on any acrobatics check, so I will do a backflip.
Roll
like
the backflip.
right to the beat of the song.
Yeah.
Maine's got the zoomies.
It is a perfectly average 10.
Okay. Yes. It is. You were fine. You didn't break any bones. You didn't pull any muscles. It is entertaining. Stever, what did you get with the chaos table?
I got a nat 20.
Nat 20. All right.
It's like the only good roll we've had today.
Yeah.
All right. Words from another. It is Destiny Calls, which unknowingly fitting. I'm upset right now. Words from another world echo about your mythic deeds. Everyone, you will get 1 charge on your destined items, and you can use something of the higher rank. For you, Jesse, I will say that you will get whatever your next roll of your choice is. It will just be an automatic crit. So just save that somewhere.
Okay, so does that stack with the next roll is at advantage? Can I take the first one as auto crit and the second one is at advantage?
Sure. Why not?
The chaos table last time.
Sure.
Stever is also flooded with vitality.
I'm so sorry. Yes. The advantage one you can still keep for the game. You did not have to roll advantage for the chaos table.
Yep.
Correct. Okay. Yes. Oh, everything's going horribly wrong in this party. This is crazy. Everyone, please, we need to decide what to do.
Everybody's been saying a whole lot of things. I didn't know that this was a philosophical dinner party with intellectual amusements. I thought that it was just sitting around looking pretty. But everybody's making some compelling points. But Tack said it the slowest, and I think that means with like the most gravitas. So people love Tack. Yeah. I follow Tack.
Oh, I see.
Attack.
Yeah.
Is that how everyone feels? He's gauging the whole of the party. He's looking over to you, Maine, and you as well, Stever. Do you agree with the sentiment?
Yeah, I think what we have here is worth protecting.
Maine.
We have to begin anew. It's like, we have to begin anew. Then I will have to find a purpose once more. And it has taken me so long to get to this point. I agree with Tack.
Well, it's a shame, but I stand with the choice of the people. Please enjoy a few more rounds, a few more courses. We do have work to do. I will get things ready. And Aegeus will roll off very kind of sad-heartedly. The rest of the people are very pleased by this new rally of like, yeah, Nephilim, fuck up, like, get him. Yeah. Sorry, that was my one. That was my one. That was my one curse. I'm sorry.
You've had 2.
No! I didn't notice the first one.
You're doing great.
That's fine, okay?
Children, cover your ears.
Sorry. My bad. There's wonderful courses. Hey, Algernon, what is the best food you've had here so far?
This one's a shout out to players that I often play with. These are going to be sage leaves wrapped around a variety of nut pieces. Everyone else finds it probably... Actually, Stever would be probably super down for this one. A lot of people are kind of avoiding it, but it is just delicious.
As long as it doesn't have Jello in it, Stever's on it.
Oh, God.
No, this isn't a salad.
It's a non-Newtonian food. I don't know. I don't know how to eat it.
I still can't wrap my head around that anything with mayo is a salad. I can't.
I'll have you over. It'll be all right.
I have physical reactions to this. Yes.
At some point, Tack is like, Who knew that eating a nut wrapped in a leaf was fancy? I've been a fancy lord all along.
Maine will go up to Tack and say, and put a hand on Tack's shoulder, and it kind of sticks a little bit. It just kind of sticks a little bit to the shoulder.
It's more of a like an oily slip, you know.
Oh, okay. It's like, whoa, okay.
A sludge.
Catching my balance again. Like, Tack, you are a lord in not only my eyes, but everyone here. You have changed the mind of the host of this party, that the apocalypse is something that we should be saving each other against. And just tries moving away, and it's just like a little bit of a.
Oh my god!
Jack has a quivering lip, and the little perfectly round tears just form. Those anime tears form in the corner of his mouth. His ears drop, and he's just with one little tooth, sticking up under his bottom lip.
Oh my god!
I've never had respect before.
Oh my god, my soul!
That's so adorable.
I don't know if I can handle that. That's hurt. That hurts to hear. That just genuinely hurts to hear.
Well, if I wasn't backing Tack before, I definitely am now.
That's when GS comes back, rolling very hurriedly. Maine.
What is it? Still stuck to the shoulder. What is it?
Yes, and that drags Tack too, which might drag the rest of you. I don't want to alarm everyone, all of our guests, but she's missing.
Not her.
Sorry. So many things going on.
Who is missing? Speak up, man. Who is missing?
You're just shaking him in his ear, Saint Medigo herself.
And Maine says gasp. Does not gasp. Maine says
gasp. Yes. Please, everyone help me find her. Please.
How many of us do you need?
As many are willing, but not too many. We can't alarm everyone.
I volunteer to check the basement and the kitchen and anywhere else that smells nice.
And the pantry, and the fireplace, and the oven.
Well, if Tack comes with us, he'll bring his smell with us, and you seem to really enjoy it.
That's true. Good idea. Tack, you're with me. Let's go.
Oh, sure.
I feel like I don't want to contradict you right now, but I feel like Tack is, well, at least I am with.
For minimizing confusion, what if we all just go together and we look for the Saint Medici together?
Yet again,
Saint Medigo.
Tack speaks
yes.
the heart of everyone here.
The Medigo, not the Medi-Stop. The Medigo.
Yes.
Well said.
Yes. Oh, please, yes, and do check the basement. She has her room there, and yes,
Does she sometimes prop open a window?
No.
Okay, good.
They just look at you very I mean, and there's not really much anywhere that she could really go if the window is open at this time. You are in this pocket dimension. Yes. Be wary. She knows of the decision made tonight. She is what you think she is. Go.
Okay.
Wait,
Algernon puts his clothes back on.
You've been naked this whole time?
Yeah.
Just letting it all swing. Okay. All right.
I had a loincloth. Tasteful.
Like a Speedo? Like, what are we?
It was
Yes.
Oh, God. That hides nothing. What are you doing?
I believe Steven calls it a budgie smuggler.
Maeve was just like stopping nosebleeds all the way, just like looking at Algernon, just like nosebleeds constantly.
I love it. I love
This
it
has
so
never
much.
happened to me before.
Yes, you have full reign of the castle, and yeah, the basement was a good idea by the sounds of Aegeus.
Stever, lead the way to the basement. Clearly, you have prior knowledge of this location.
Yeah, Stever kicks open the double swinging doors, saloon style, to the kitchen.
Nice.
And leads the way down the flight of stairs into the wine cellar basement.
I want everyone to tell me in a little bit of detail what rooms you pass toward getting to the basement. Go ahead. Who would like to start?
I'll start with the tour through the kitchen.
Yes. All right. Tell us all about this kitchen.
Everything is stainless steel, but like not steel. It's maybe like platinum. It's very shiny. Stever's nails are like clinking on the tile in there. They bump into like some pots and pans that smack together a little. Their tail hits stuff. Yeah, it's very much like the Jurassic Park kitchen scene. But we are the raptors and everybody else are the children.
Do you grab anything from the kitchen that may or may not be useful to you?
I'm going to fill my bowl that I carry with water. So I have like 5 liters of water or something in this bowl.
Very nice. And these are particularly beautiful, pure springs of water. Just keep that in mind. Who would like to go next? What room do you pass through next?
Well, if we're going downstairs is this before we go down the stairs?
Everything is before you get to the basement. Okay. So yes.
Then
so yes, there could be stairs. There could be, you could leave the kitchen and then there's like these back stairs.
Yeah, there are back stairs, but there's also a slide next to it. In case people really need to get down to the cellar quickly. Oh my gosh, and there's a black cat on the staircase.
Baby kitten!
Definitely take for good luck.
Oh my god, look at those eyes! Look at the baby. The whole stream must stop to stare at this cat. It's my game. This is my rules. Yes. Yes.
Oh, adorable. What's your cat's name?
His name is Chicky Chack Black.
Chicky Chack Black?
Chico Chack Black, but I call him Papa. I call him Papa Cheeks.
No, love it.
His guest star role is over.
Oh my god.
Quite enough.
Well, somebody stole the show. That's good.
Yeah.
Great game, everyone. Thank you.
Now we can go home. We're wrapping up a whole hour early. We're good. Good night. All right. So there were stairs and a slide.
Yep.
There's a slide. Is it one of those things where the stairs turn into a slide? Like you hit a button and then like.
Oh. Yeah. There's a lever as you're going
this
down.
Is which would make sense for Aegeus. Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely. That's wonderful. I love this.
Yeah.
Is there anything that catches your eye that you might find interesting or useful to you?
A black cat, I think, is also in the game.
Okay,
it's kind of
done.
like grooming itself at the top there.
You just grab the black cat.
Well, I reached to pet it, but accidentally knocked the lever that turns it into a ramp. I'm like, whoa!
Okay.
The cat.
I need who doesn't have inspiration?
Me.
All right, this is for main inspiration. I need everyone to give me their best. Whoa! Flying down the stairs, sliding down the stairs. 3, 2, 1. Yes, you get inspiration for that.
3-point landing at the end, of course.
Oh, of course. And what room do you land in before the basement?
Looking up, I see the furnace.
Mm.
There's a roaring furnace to the left and a roaring furnace to the right, and there are water tubs and probably the reservoirs that are used for the kitchens.
I see you, chat. Sorry. Someone's asking what level is a wish spell. I see you, chat. I see you. Sorry to interrupt. Please continue.
And it is dark except for the dim light of the fire that you can see burning through the furnace doors.
Mm. Very nice. What, if anything, is especially interesting and you may find useful?
There's probably a couple of like pokers and axes and chopping material and spades that can be used for the coal for the furnaces. I don't think Maine will pick anything up, but we'll point out stuff in case we need to defend ourselves.
Very nice. Very nice.
Oh,
And
don't worry.
just-
I don't think we need to defend ourselves. I got a cat. I don't think this GM is going to hurt us when I got a cat.
Fuck. My one weakness. God damn it. I'm so annoyed that you know me. Wait, no, the cat has plot armor. You do not. Just clarifying that right now. Yes.
Algernon,
Yeah,
what if the cat is a Nephilim?
Oh no, I dropped
All
the
right,
cat.
wait, hold on. All right, I think we need to take like a 15-minute break. I need to change the whole story. All right, so outside of the furnace, right before the basement. Tack, what room are we in?
Right next to the furnace is the room where they keep the marshmallows for the salads. Marshmallows on one half of the room and mayonnaise on the other, which
It's
they
warm now.
also use to lube the stairwell that turns into a ramp. And so you hate me. I'm gonna take a jar of mayonnaise. I'm gonna take the Duke of mayonnaise because everyone knows that Duke's is the best.
Oh.
I mean, if you've been to the South, you know Duke's is good. It ain't got no sugar, so it's not sweet.
Mm. That's what the marshmallows are for.
That's
And
You know-
suddenly,
you know,
a
over here
whole,
this week.
and then
and-
suddenly, a whole murder of mayonnaise elementals kills the party. The end. We're done. We're done.
Yeah.
Great time. No. Yes, you may have your mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise bomb on the way. Initially.
Gross.
It's a Mayotov
Gross.
cocktail.
It's amazing. If you didn't have inspiration before, you wouldn't my game.
Oh, Maine doesn't know how to make puns. This is just Alex.
My soul's hurting so much right now, but it's okay. We're just gonna move right along. Okay.
The basement.
Yes. And there are big ornate doors to the basement.
What
do you do? I mean, there's lots of storage in the basement. Is it basement or is it catacombs? Is this Paris? I don't know.
Steve, you have been here before. What have you seen? What do you know of this location?
Well, these were open when I got here, so I guess somebody must have closed them.
Are they locked? Maine will try the doors.
Yeah, they're a little bit locked.
Are they keeping something
Can I
within?
investigate the door? for
Absolutely.
Clues to how to open it.
Yeah. Roll me that investigation. Not a door. 19. Yeah, it just looks a little stuck. That's all.
I would like to open it with a good old persuasion check of strength.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, roll the strength and then add your persuasion bonus. Why not? This is what we're doing today.
Oh no, it's because I'm going to use my auto crit roll.
Auto crit through the door?
Yeah.
Okay, do this, but I need you to narrate me this whole scene, though.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Ignore that strength roll.
So the honor this.
So Stever is gonna check out the door, see where the hinges are weak, maybe like poke at the lock a little bit. And then she's gonna take 2 steps back, sort of like a little bit of a skip, like a Happy Gilmore step before the drive. And his leg's gonna come through, smash the door to splinters. I guess if there's 2 doors, they split open and then like splinters go flying.
I love it. And they go everywhere. In fact, it's a good thing that you did that, because there was something invisible that is immediately visible now. And they get knocked to the back of the room. They get knocked out of a circle right below them.
I did it.
Clever girl.
I got it open.
I love that. That's I opened it. We're good. Good. This is all good. We're good. All right. Oh, this figure looks to be very shocked and a little in pain. What do y'all do?
Main charges in. Are you all right?
They look up to you. Mm-hmm.
I said I was going to go in too, but I was going to like strafe around the circle if I can go in without touching the circle.
Yes, yes. Are you familiar at all with magics?
Actually, Maine does also have like pretty high. Maine's also into magic, so might run around the circle to reach it.
Yes, you definitely feel that there's strong magic in this and on this circle. And now outside of this circle.
Sorry, Stever.
No, that's okay.
No, but Stever, please. One thing that Maine cannot do that you probably can is smell the magic. So please roll me some Arcana or investigation.
10. Oh wait, next roll at advantage.
Yes,
roll that again.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, it was 10.
Okay. Yeah, it is some form of like abjuration magic that is actually meant to kind of dampen things down.
Abjuration?
Yes. Like trying to convert it into something else. So it took some of this energy from whatever was in the circle and is dissipating it somewhere else.
Maine, do you know anything about this type of magic?
Please bear with me. I am assisting someone in danger.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. 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 You assist this person. She has long platinum hair, and she looks very sad. And her eyes are just this beaming jewel of silver.
How similar to Maine does she look? Because I'm getting very significant Maine vibes.
Completely by accidental. But
Final Fantasy theme plays in the background.
But now you know me too. I'm trying not to curse. I caught myself that time. I caught it. There's a little. Yeah, you feel some similarity there, but maybe it's from stories that you read.
Do I recognize this figure?
Roll me religion. Maybe you do.
Maybe I do. 15.
15. Yes. There hasn't been many. Everyone hears about Saint Medigo. Few people believe that they were actually a real person, and few people even know what they look like. But you have seen one story in particular. This is Altamia Medigo.
The saint herself. This is her. This is. Backs back and then tries not to stumble onto the circle. It's like a Nephilim.
Yes. Oh no. Trish really gonna egg them on like that? Oh, that's terrifying. That's terrifying. Oh my god, in tax choice?
Yes.
Oh my god, if it's gonna be a world full of mayonnaise, I quit. I just straight up quit the stream. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Do it.
No.
Do it at the right
time.
time.
No, please don't do it. I swear to God. All right.
Do it at
We're rolling for
3:50.
initiative. You pushed me, and you pushed me, and you pushed me. You try not to step back, and I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw. Maine.
21, baby.
Fine. You don't get pushed into the circle, but you do get knocked back with the rest of them. I need you all to roll me initiative. And while you do that, I'm going to read you just a little bit of something. For a flickering of a moment, your eyes fade to black. A silver light begins to burn through, slow but gaining pace. Pale porcelain hands reach towards the edges, forcing the tunnel wider, allowing something to pass through. A being with long platinum hair, crowns barely concealing, eyes overflowing with magics and pain and determination. Reality herself seems to shake and cry as this being seems to push through, unfurling 6 wings. One set of pinion blades, another ever-igniting blue flames, and the last, an impossible amalgam of bone and sinew. As you regain yourself in the disbelief of the moment, you learn unequivocally this is real. Adorned with the blessed scythe of her father, Azrael, the emanation of death, this being is a Valkyrie ready for the task at hand. This is Altamia Medigo, unbounded Nephilim and patron saint of the end. What did everybody get?
17.
Goosebumps.
Yes.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah. Oh, and chat, I'd like to inform you that you guys will be in charge of layer actions. Dun, dun, dun. Let me tell you what they're going to be. I'm not going to tell you what they're going to do.
Yourselves, chat.
Yeah. Chat, I want you to choose between these 6 options. Light, heal, bow, fate, spoil, or assist. And chat, it is your turn. Yes, there is this towering, large figure by D&D term with these 6 wings. It knows everything that has gone on today, and it is not going down without a fight.
Do you want our initiatives, or do you have?
Yeah. Yes, please tell me your initiatives. I know what they are, but for everybody else, let's hear.
I got a 17.
17, all right.
13.
17, 13. What else did we get?
Dungeon Master, may I use my auto crit?
For initiative?
Ooh.
Yes, please.
Sure. And in my game, when you get crit on initiative, you will get a bonus full action. So by all means.
Are you sure about that?
Yes. No, yeah.
Do you want your giant angel of death to be covered in mayo? It becomes a salad.
It's for charity.
It's for charity. Why not?
You got
Why
slimed.
Why not?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
that puts me at a 23.
All right. You are at the top of the round. You've seen this thing unfurl itself. You actually go before the lair, and it seems like chat may have determined what we will do. But yes, it is your turn. Go.
I'm confused because you're not ready. Oh.
It's quite blue, actually. Yes. Blue and silver.
At which point, I think I am going to, because they have wings, and so like a sludge of mayonnaise isn't going to hold them down too much. So I'm just, I'm thinking out loud for the audience.
I swear to God.
So,
I swear to Saint Medigo. I swear to Saint Medigo.
Mayo, it does nothing.
So we're just gonna go basic monk shit right off the bat
Do it.
And I am going to charge in, and this branch that I have on my back, I pull out as my quarterstaff. And I have a 45-foot move speed. Not trying to be the main character, I'm sorry, but I'm a 45 as opposed to a 40 move speed. And I'd like to close rank, completely unfazed that this is a pretty badass looking individual. And it's like, you're not red at all. But you're going to be.
Nice.
And I will go in hard with my first attack.
Do it.
And quarterstaff +6.
Somebody do some Final Fantasy battle music.
Come on.
Yikes. 16 to hit, but
that hits.
Okay, great.
That hits.
And, okay, I love that story. And so I do 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
You got it.
As I run in, I leap up and I crack her right across the jaw. And then as I'm spinning in the air, I'm going to spend a key point. And nice. I am going to... Oh, lucky you, I ain't got no stunning strike yet. But I am going to flurry of blows.
Do it.
And so my next hit is going to be 14, but I'm going to use my inspiration to see if I can make sure that that's better. I hope. Oh, yes. Unnatural 20. A dirty 20.
A dirty 20. All right. Go in for them hits.
And I will hit them with 4 more points of bludgeoning damage.
Done.
And then I'm going in for 1 more flurry of blows because it's a flurry. There's several of them. And
whoa!
And a natty.
Do you natty 20?
This is the natty T dance.
All right, all right. Whatever you roll next, we're just gonna double the damage. All right, that's how I do crits. Okay, and I want you to, I want you to really narrate this hit for me. And in fact, I might depending on how this goes, I might give you an additional bonus. We'll see. But yes, narrate this hit for me.
So I run in, I jump up, I crack her across the jaw. As my body's turning, one leg sweeps in and hits her across the jaw. And then, as I'm spinning, guess what? I have 1 more leg. And that leg has had so much propulsion, so much movement, and it comes around. But the first leg that I hit her with, that one touches the ground. So in a sort of Jean-Claude Dam
love that guy.
moment of this 5'2" little dirt nugget of an elf catches the ground. The earth seems to strengthen his wood elfiness, and he comes back around with the right leg and cracks her across the jaw again. Because we probably have learned from Maine that big shiny whitehead people are kind of all about the face. So
you found the, you know what? You found the weak point. I'm just gonna let you do max damage, and then we're gonna double it. How much damage is that?
Okay. Oh, so that is 7 points of damage times 2.
14. All right. Yep.
14 points of damage. And if I may, face crack of the century.
Yep. Oh, this figure is pissed. They're going to go ahead and use a reaction and hit you with a righteous return. I need you to make me a DC 15 saving throw.
Based on what skill?
Dexterity. My bad.
Oh, this is going to be okay. You look great. What the Medigo giveth, the Medigo taketh.
That was a natural failure. I want okay, which one of you would like to narrate the failure that is incoming? They're getting hit with a radiant blast.
Dex save. I'm the worst one ever.
I'm so sorry. Please.
Do you know when lightning strikes in anime and then you just see the skeleton for a second?
Yeah.
Peter Mulbecker.
It's just like
There we go.
cartoons.
We have Asriel in the background. I love Peter Mulbecker. Yes. Sorry, when lightning strikes.
When lightning strikes in a cartoon and you can see like the skeleton of the person for a little for a split second. I feel like that's what happens to Tack.
Yeah.
That's absolutely what happens. Tack, you are taking 14 radiant damage.
Christ. I don't know who that is.
Helm!
Home. Yes. It is now the Layer's turn, and chat has spoken.
As a reaction, may I?
Yeah, you're reacting to the reaction. Okay.
May I jump in the way of things happening to Tack?
For charity?
Oh my God, I'm gonna
Yes.
cry.
Sure. Let's do this. Do it.
Because that was radiant damage, right?
That was radiant damage. Yes.
Wait, I cannot do that with radiant damage.
Maine just like stutters in. Oh, never mind.
Oh, you're doing absorb elements. I'm going to say with my game, sure. Go ahead. Use
well,
it.
then in that case, I will just like, Tack, no. And just slide through rapier out and just like take the full blast in my chest.
All right, Tack, you do not take the 14 damage, and since absorb elements halves it, go ahead and take that 7 points of radiant damage.
Nice.
Yes.
Thank you.
But I'm going to say that you used your movement for your turn as a balance.
That's fair enough.
Okay. All right, chat has spoken, and we are going with spoil. I need every player to make me a DC 13 intelligence save.
Oh no.
Anyone who does not pass is going to have disadvantage on their next roll.
Oh, I got a 3.
I got a 2.
14.
Nice.
15.
All right. It is now Algernon Bouquet's turn.
Where did we
I'm
land?
sorry.
What?
I thought since I got a critical on my initiative roll.
Oh, you get one more action. Yeah.
I'm sorry to main character of the game, but
Spend all those key points.
I mean, you don't have to use the action now if you would like, but sure.
Oh, I'm right pissed off.
Okay.
And it seems as though Tack's incredibly adorable demeanor has shifted just a bit. And I'm going in again. He looks up and like vapor trails of radiant gleam or like have managed to etch away at the crust that is on his person. And he's going to move in again for more fighty, kicky punchy.
Fighty.
More fighty, kicky punchy. And so we're going in with a quarterstaff again. And this time, what will we do? Let's do something fun. Let's. Perfect. We're going to do some evasive. No, I'm sorry. Everyone,
stick.
It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. He's got a stick. I'm going to use it. So this time I rolled a 16 to hit.
That hits.
I love it. And I do 4 more points of bludgeoning damage.
Done.
And then I'm going to use another key point because I can. And I'm going to flurry of blows one more time. This time, since he's kind of low, he's going to shove the quarterstaff right in a gullet and like right under the chin, and just hopefully maybe in a moment where her tongue's sticking out, I hit her in the chin and she bites it and it hurts. And so that's what I do in my first attack. And then while I'm down low, I'm going to, pardon me, punch the angel person toward the Goonies. And it's going to hurt a lot. And so I'm going to punch them. First attack, flurry of blows. Probably misses with an 11.
Miss. Yes.
So I go to like punch her in the leg, maybe damage like around the hip joint, and that misses. And because she's wearing flowy gowns, and I don't understand flowy gowns, so I'll go in and punch again.
And a critical miss.
Oh.
I'm going to go ahead and use this opportunity now.
Please hurt me.
Yes. You're going to get hit with a giant Eldritch Blast. And that's going to knock you back into the wall and do a full 10 force damage.
Oh, cool. Dope.
Yep. That's your punishment.
I'm punished.
Yes. Algernon, what are you doing? How are you feeling? What are we wearing?
Well, I did put all my armor back on, but I've got my cloak draped dramatically in front of you, which I now whip off to reveal the black cat that I've been holding. And I say, hold it out, and I say, you, what's my accent again? You
Southern?
would cause an Armageddon and stop these cats from being alive. Rethink your priorities, and see if she feels bad about it.
I would, but she does not.
Okay. And then I gently put the cat down and I say, fine then. And I whip my sword out. And I will rush forward and attack with a 11.
That is a miss.
I whiff. Fiddlesticks. That's it.
That's it. They're going to go ahead and use one of their legendary actions and start a resonant rise. This is a very tall basement, and they start flying above all of you. It is now our dear friend Stever's turn.
Steve is going to gently put down the bowl they filled in the kitchen with water and speak its command word to bring forth a water elemental.
Nice.
Which he said was made from very nice spring water. So I imagine
yes,
it's like very cold water, nice dark blue.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Where are you summoning this elemental? I'm going to let you just choose wherever you want.
Just going to run over to the corner and like plop the bowl down in the corner so that it doesn't get kicked over. And then using the rest of my movement speed, like run back to where I was standing before.
Okay. Are you commanding the water elemental to do anything cool?
Yeah, let me see if I can.
Just use your imagination. We'll figure it out.
Use conjure elemental. Do. It's friendly to me. Roll initiative for the elemental. I'll do that right now.
Don't worry about it. It's all on your turn. Just whatever pops in your head, we're just going to go with it. Like, don't worry about it.
I would command it to just, I would like point, fish our friends, and I'd like point to my friends. Not food, and then I point to the giant skeleton lady.
Okay.
Food,
yes.
friends.
Yes. I think the water element definitely understood and nods, and they turn themselves into briefly into a water spear and attack our elemental. I need you to roll me whatever your normal attack is, and then we'll roll whatever your normal damage is.
I will roll with a short sword. I have a sunblade, but I'm just going to roll with the short sword because that's
short sword seems fair.
Oh, no. A critical fail.
Oh no! This is awful.
This group is cursed!
Yes!
Maine, tell me what you see, how this elemental critically fails.
Turning into the spear of water as it launches itself towards the angel, the Nephilim, it splashes. It just splashes back and freezes in midair and crumbles to the ground.
The Nephilim is going to go ahead and use their legendary action and start spinning the scythe in the air. The water that is frozen, it's like time reverses, but instead of blue, it turns red. And then she spins the scythe the other way, and it starts raining blood upon every one of you.
There's your red, Tayak.
Ew, I don't like it.
It's now Main Zarsen's turn.
Main Zarsen is, not going to use movement, not going to use... Ooh, if I cast my Blade Song, do I regain 10 feet of movement because my movement increases?
Were you already in Blade Song?
I can use a bonus action to start it.
Okay, yeah, whatever. Yeah, do it.
You said I used all of my movement, but
oh,
I
yes,
gained an
yes,
extra
yes.
10.
Yes, sure. Yeah, I'll let you have it for sure.
And then, so Maine will like plunge, sword to the ground, hair flowing, flares up, cherry blossoms swirling around, music right again. Where's the music coming from? We have no idea. It just does.
Hmm.
And you see these tiny little like glints in the air as they appear around him, and he like raises up and said, "You hurt a cat. You hurt my friend. You shall perish." Rapier comes out, and I only have 10 feet of movement, so I think it is going to be just going to be taking some time to as the rapier is unsheathed and flicked out towards the angel, a tiny drop of water runs along it from the blood that fell upon the blade, turns into an ice shard, and just throws itself at the angel with the ice knife.
I love it. Roll me that thing. Do things.
To hit is a 21.
Yep, that is a hit.
There is, it's a dexterity save? No, I lied. And you take, or the creature takes, 8 points of damage.
Done and done.
And then there's some extra stuff.
Oh, there's more.
Succeed on a dexterity saving throw for me, please. Is anyone within 5 feet of the thing?
That is a pass at a 19. It is in the air, so
I think it was aimed as close to its throat as possible. If there's anything within 5 feet, they also have to throw a dexterity saving throw.
I assume I was, since I whiffed on a melee attack.
I don't think you were in the air, though.
Oh, yeah, you're flying now. Right.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, then that's it. Yeah, no more damage, but that is the entirety of my action. I will not move from here, but I have 10 more feet of movement if needed.
All right. She's going to use one more legendary action, and she's going to go ahead and what would be very cool and interesting right now. She's going to summon nothing. It is her turn. She looks at all of you from above, and she begins to make the ground quake a bit. She's casting the hollow spell, and she's making all of you vulnerable to radiant damage.
Oh, snap.
And as a bonus
Light
action...
has always burned me, but not like this!
As a bonus action, she's going to... Who does not have roll at disadvantage on their next roll?
Who does not have roll?
Okay, Maine, yes. Maine, as revenge for hitting her, she's going to stare deeply into your soul, wherever that may or may not exist. Your next roll will be made at disadvantage. Ooh. And that'll be on the end of her turn. It is now Tack's turn. Tack, what you doing? What you doing, buddy?
Gosh.
You covered in ice blood, apparently. I don't know.
I don't like her. I think she's mean. And how high above me is she flying?
Like 40 feet.
Oh, wow.
Let's say 40 feet.
That's so far away.
I mean, but there's a lot of her. She's a large creature. That's like 40 feet from her, vulnerable zones. So maybe you can hit her feet. Yes. You can probably hit her feet. They're dangling. Like a pinata. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, okay. However, she's far away. I'm far away. And oh, bugger. That's terrible also.
Don't forget, you have 2 charges on your special item. You can use them.
I know I have 2 charges on my special item. This I know, but wait, charges special item.
And where we're doing,
who is close to me? in my team who is like a friend of mine?
Maine is probably the closest to you.
Maine is the closest?
Mm-hmm.
I will look to Maine and I'm going to say, you called me friend and you protected me and I appreciate it. If you want, we could move on top of the wings.
Oh, yes, you can. You absolutely can.
And at that, I just grab a part of Maine that's not going to get too dirty. And you're like, I don't want to ruin the silks.
But you, Tak, you are welcome to
talk about this. And so I'll go for like the bottom of a boot or somewhere that like gets dirty anyway. And so I'll reach up, and I'll touch the sole of his shoe, and we will teleport, you and I, sir.
Yes, it is a duo misty step. I don't remember what I called it, but yes, that is a special ability. Nice. And it would also chat.
It's the weeding way.
The weeding way, yes. And chat, be aware that the layers going up next, feel free to vote between those 6 options. And once again, those 6 options are light, heal, bow, fate, spoil, assist. Start your voting now. Continue your turn. Thank you.
Is this Misty Step a bonus action?
Yes.
Dungeon Master.
It is a bonus action.
So the weeds and vines and things crack up through the ground and start to engulf the 2 of us, mate. And when over top, like in the roof of this place, the weeds push down at the same time and they just put us like right on top of her. Mm-hmm. And it's pretty cool. If I do say so.
It is incredibly cool, Tak. Do not sell yourself short.
And then I'm gonna punch her. No, I'm gonna crack her over the head with my mouth because I don't like her and I think she's mean.
Yes.
I got a 15.
That hits.
Oh my gosh, she is squishy. And then that is going to do 4 more points of bludgeoning damage to
her.
Mm-hmm. And if I may, I'm going to add a effect to that I do. And I'm going to make it a goading attack. And so what I need her to do is give me a wisdom saving throw.
All right.
Please.
She fails it with a 4.
She's not very wise and she's very squishy. I look at the party and I say, I think we've got this. And so she only wants to hit me now. And she has disadvantage to hit anyone else.
All right. And she absolutely will. When you hit her with that first crack after the goading attack, she's going to stare straight up right back at you and go in for another righteous return. Please make me a dexterity saving throw.
I will. Don't know.
And be aware that you are vulnerable to radiant damage.
Yeah, there's that.
Can you beat a 15?
No, I cannot.
You got a 14!
Wait, can I share my inspiration?
You can, but you can also use your item.
I thought that just protects him. Yes.
That is also true.
With my inspiration, I have 2 bracers that I haven't mentioned yet, but they're amazing. And I rip one off and fling it into the air and say, "Catch, Tak!"
I do.
You absolutely do. Yes. Can you tell us what is going on with this scene? Yes.
Yeah. Dramatic slow motion throw. As you catch it on your arm, I say radiant damage. Is that what was happening?
Yes, radiant. Mm-hmm.
And at that point, all of the radiant damage that was blasted at you hits the bracer and then strikes me instead.
Yes. And you both I believe, now have resistance to radiant damage, so it cancels out. So 14 damage is incoming to attack, and you're taking all of it to yourself.
Yep.
Algernon, take that 14 damage.
Okay.
Yup.
Okay, I'm big and burly.
Yes. Tack, are you done with your turn?
Yes.
All right.
I'm not going to go anymore.
I believe chat has chosen bow. I need everyone to make me a DC 13 strength saving throw.
Oh, I'm going to use my inspiration.
Anyone who has failed is knocked prone.
Failed.
Nice. Very nice.
Oh, good job, inspiration. 18.
All right.
Yay.
It is Algernon Bouquet's turn.
I was knocked prone.
Mhm.
And from my prone state, I realized that feels pretty good. I would like everybody else to lie down with me. So I cast sleep. Hopefully this thing has taken enough damage that this will work.
Such not a good idea, but please continue.
I didn't hear that. So that is going to be 7d8 sleeps. Oh no, I keep clicking it. Now that's 10d8. Okay, here we go.
Well, let me save you some stuff. They're going to go ahead. They know what you're doing, and they're just before you do that, they're going to, or as you do that, light shines, and they've activated some legendary resistance. Dun dun dun.
Time for a nap. I sent 25 sleeps at it.
How do you send sleeps? Are you like throwing sheep at her? Like, what do you? How do you do that?
I sing the traditional lullaby of Helm.
I love that.
When Helm comes, he hits you in the face, and you go unconscious.
Beautiful. Love it. It is now Stever's turn. Your elemental has reformed into a blood elemental. It is under your control.
Creepy. I'm gonna.
It's almost Halloween. Why not? You got a blood elemental. Do what you want.
I'm gonna whip out a short bow and try to take a shot at her with my short bow.
Do it.
18.
That definitely hits.
Okay, cool. Is anybody close enough still that this would be sneak attack damage?
I will say your water elemental.
Wings, right?
They're on their wings.
Me.
Yeah, they're on your wings.
Are both on her wings.
They're on her wings, and I'm going to say the water elemental reformed near you. So
okay, cool.
No matter what, yes, you do. Yes.
All right, so that's 5 damage piercing, and then another 5 sneak attack.
Nice. Very nice.
I'm going to use my bonus action because I have Mastermind. I'm going to help Maine with the next attack. So I'm going to be like, get her there where she's got the thing on her neck. And I'm just like telling him where to hit.
All right.
Nice.
And it's great. You did that because it is now Maine Zarson's turn.
Oh, can my elemental make an attack real quick?
Oh, yeah. Do that. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Just make something up. Whatever you would like.
So it is going to turn, it's going to flick out its arms and turn them into like scythes almost.
Nice.
Make like 2 swipe scyther attacks.
Yes. Yeah, it hits. And because I like your description, go ahead and roll that attack twice. You do 2 attacks. A little taste of her own medicine.
The second one probably doesn't. It's a 9.
That unfortunately misses. It's like sides locked next to each other. Like at the tip. Yeah.
So damage for the first one would be 5, I guess, slashing damage.
Yep. There you go. It is now her turn, and she is no longer playing any games. Dun 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 dun. She's going to go ahead and do a hollowed blast. I need everyone to make me a charisma save, please.
Did I interrupt Maine's turn?
Sorry. Yeah, it is Maine's turn.
Sorry,
my bad.
Yeah, I went back.
It is now Maine's turn. My bad.
The GM in me wants to point something out, but it's going to be incredibly bad for everyone.
Oh, gosh.
No.
The sleep spell affects everyone within 20 feet of where
I'm
it's
gonna
cast.
say the glimmer of her legendary resistance affects everyone for that
Okay,
spell.
thank you.
Amazing.
Because May would
Sorry.
be so asleep right now.
Yes. We're all good.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
It is Main Zarson's turn. Don't worry about the save. It's
Oh,
not
good,
her
I'm
turn.
so glad.
It's
Okay,
not her
good.
turn. And I saw that natural one again.
I pay for D&D Beyond, and we're gonna have a talk.
Yes.
It's like, my subscription.
Right. Failing me.
I think as the Blade Song is still running, I will use as a bonus action. I will just put my hand behind me and just pull a blade out of nothing, and I'm now dual wielding.
Nice. I love this.
Casting Shadow Blade
Mhm.
Oh, dope.
as a bonus action. So that is going to be. I think.
Does
that
your blade
just-
song turn like into a minor key?
Oh, yeah.
No, it just increases. Like there's more chorus, there's more
No, no,
choir
no.
and voices.
It is a minor key because she used her legendary action to fuck with your music. Creepy.
He did. What?
Yeah, I did it again. Okay, 3. I got 3.
It just deal. Oh, on a hit. Okay, so I need to hit with it.
You have advantage on this attack because I'm helping you.
Absolutely.
Ooh, okay, so 2d20.
Do it,
It's
get
gonna
the
roll
crit.
as my regular rapier, but
Okay.
that is a 22 to hit.
Yeah.
That hits. Do some stuffs.
That is 2d8 points of psychic damage.
Ooh, I love this.
Is the character technically in dim light? Oh, I would say would have made it an advantage anyway. Never mind. That is 10 points of psychic damage as I plunge the shadow blade into her and just like leave it there. And then
Yes.
just thwick the rapier out.
Mm.
And just I can't use the extra one on that one. Yeah, I'm just going to use the rapier and just plunge that one into the other side of the same wing and see if that does anything.
Do it.
Oh, with a 7 to roll, I'm going to use my inspiration.
Yeah.
Do it. Yeah.
That's an 18, much better.
Very nice. That hits.
That is 10 points of piercing damage.
And that's
both blades are plunged into her it's shoulder blade. Well, actually, no, I'm going to go for the neck thing that Skiva pointed out.
Yeah, it's a good thing you did because you all start to crash and hit the ground. It is her turn. She is very hurt, but you see the ley lines of the world, this realm, flow into her, that she's in a mythic resurgence because she's an eminent conduit. Have fun! I need everyone, it is her turn. I need everyone to make me a, what is it for that stupid spell? Just make me a wisdom saving throw.
Reminding that she wants to hit. She's goaded into hitting me the most.
Yes, she's hitting everybody with this. So yes, if you do not pass a 15, you are going to take. You're going to take.
Oh no!
Points of radiant damage. If you're vulnerable to it, you'll take 16, and you start hearing voices in your head.
Is this ray or particle?
Yeah, let's make it a ray. I know what you're going at. Yeah, it's a ray. Rays just get shot out of everywhere as she explodes.
I am going to wipe some of the blood off my lips and slide it across the sheath of my rapier, and I'm going to invoke the magnetosphere and just
yes,
astral force surrounds and protects an area within 30 feet of me, and everyone has +2 to AC, including against a triggering attack, an advantage on ray and particle rolls.
Ooh.
Yes. So maybe you won't get hit by these things and hear voices in your head.
So another wisdom roll?
Yeah.
Yes,
I'll
do another wisdom. If you fail 15, you take the
Yay!
damage and you start to hear voices.
No.
I
Jeez.
think-
Jeez.
I think
It
just
wasn't a
Maine
natural
takes it.
one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, So tack
Yes.
and Maine.
So if we
Yes.
pass, we don't take damage, or we take half?
If you pass, you don't take damage. I'm going to say you don't. Yes.
Nice.
So was
This
it
is
Thank
very-
you.
15?
Very threatening. 15. The
nat
DC
20.
is 15. Very nice.
How much
Very
was the
nice.
damage?
What did I say? I forgot what I said. Let's go with 9, and it's 18 if you're vulnerable.
Okay, great.
But you have
Um,
resistance because of my bracers.
Yeah,
You're
you have
good.
resistance to
You
your.
are a goddess. Awesome.
Yes.
So I take the full blast.
Yes. And then she's going to go over to Maine now and do an ethereal cut.
Just
Just like-
disadvantage.
Oh no, it's not a crit. Oh
Yes,
god. It's-
disadvantage.
From what?
Goading attack.
Oh, you lucky person. Okay. Does a 15 hit Maine?
A 15 right now? Oh, yes, it does.
Oh,
All right.
no.
Wait, no, because I just cast the
Plus
magnetosphere. My AC is 16.
I hate that I gave that to you. But she's just clawing away at everything that she sees. This will be.
Although, hang on, I
our-
do need to roll a concentration saving throw.
Don't worry about it. You got it because we need to start wrapping this up soon.
Oh,
this will be
fair
our
enough.
last
Let's go.
round of combat. Please. We're going to say for this, we forgot to apply the spork. So she has no AC. So I suspect I want to hear the greatest stuff. It's at the top of the round. Tack, go.
Okay.
Chat, vote for the layer action. Go.
So tack is the layer of mud and filth that's on him mingled into his hair is now like stained red with his own blood, and he is wild-eyed and feral dirt nugget powers activate, and he is going to do the things that he does best. And so he's on her wings. He's going to take the quarterstaff and like hunk down into the joint where her wing meets her shoulder, and probably misses with an 11.
She has no AC for this because of the spork thing. So everything just hits. So I need you guys to start rolling damage.
Okay, great. So 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Boom.
We're going with flurry of blows, and I'm just going to keep going at that joint on her wing until she can't fly anymore. I guess I don't need to roll, even though
you don't need to roll. Don't even worry about the damage. I actually just want to hear what you guys are going to do. So while that's going down, chat has Bo voted for fate. Everyone quickly make me a constitution saving throw of 13. If you pass, you will also get an additional action. So this is all narrative stuff at this point. Go!
All right. So the con save is so high. It's a 19.
Yes. Just give me narrative stuff. Boom, you're wailing on her. You're wailing on her.
Blows.
Yes.
Like right now, he's just all.
Can't even see your individual fist.
Right.
Yes.
But
I need you to just do
can smell it.
Maybe we'll do charades this whole time. Maybe like until the end of this thing, you're just gonna have to keep punching the air in front of your camera. Yes, in fact, that's what I want you to do. Just keep punching the air in front of your camera. It is now Algernon's turn. What's going on?
Swing. You've loosened the joint, and I slice that wing right off.
Oh, you got one of the 6. Okay, we got Algernon literally slicing the wings off her. My poor baby. Stever, what are you doing?
Stever's gonna drop their bow, pull out 2 short swords. One of them is glowing with the light of the sun, and is gonna Naruto run with his swords out backwards, double slashing his swords away.
This poor,
putting little
poor
X's
thing.
on her face, just like the tips of the
Not
sword.
the
hit her.
face.
Yeah.
That's
Always
just
the face we learn from
mean.
Maine.
Yeah.
Oh,
He said,
and-
"Go for the face."
Go for the face.
Oh God! And this blood elemental is enjoying the blood that is oozing from this
Ooh.
creature. It's making the scythe attacks worse, and it's just going in. Maine, what are you doing?
Shadow blade in one hand, rapier in the other, just plunging the shadow blade into the same neck point that Steve pointed out, and then using the rapier to just pierce through from the back, making it appear out of the front.
And with that, there is an ethereal explosion. And that's where we're going to end. Hi.
Yay!
So my name's Allonté. I've been the DM for this. I hope you guys have had fun. We're going to go around. I want everyone to reintroduce themselves so we can find you and give me a little bit of like, what do you think happened afterwards? Who would like to go first?
I can go first.
By all means.
I'm Trisha with Workout Reads. If you have had fun watching this, or if you're a queer nerd of any kind, join our Discord. We do stuff like this. Also, bid on stuff in the silent auction or donate. Coming up next, Haley's doing art. You can bid to make her draw something for you. So donate to a good cause. And Algernon would have really seen some shit. So he would go on an adventure, perhaps with 3 other people, and make a podcast about it.
I like it. I like it. All right. Who would like to go next?
I'll go. I'm Jessie. You can find me on Twitter at just Jessie D. I podcast about video games. I was recently on a podcast called Kill Every Monster, where I talked about bugs, and we had a good time playing D&D against them. I think Stever would probably go back to the swamps from whence she came to make sure that everything's cool there. Maybe she had like a clutch of eggs or something she's got to check on. Stash up a little raw meat for those little kiddos, and then go out in search of people that need her help.
I love that. And who's next?
I will go next. So again, my name is Eric Pavey. It's been such a pleasure. You can find me on Instagram at charisma_monster. I am a manager at Wayfinder Beer. We are I am bringing on a drag night. They have hired a gay to manage that brewery. And so we're going to have a drag night. We're going to have a Krampus contest this holiday season. The beer is delicious. The staff is delightfully diverse. Come out and hang out. That being said, Tack rides the wing that was severed off of the Nephilim's back and surfs it down, and its lifeless body falls. And someone at the party boils it down to take the fats from her body and make soap. And Tack uses that soap because he's heard of something called a bath. And he takes a bath using soap from the fats of the body of the Nephilim, and he is forever clean.
Love it. Nice. And last but not least, we have...
Hi, my name is Alex. You can find me please don't find me on social media. Alexv.fyi. If you bid on some of the silent auctions, you will find some indie RPGs that I have translated from Italian. There are more coming, but if you would like to play in Dante's Inferno or in a spaghetti fantasy version of Italy, those are things that I do. It's mostly puns.
Love it.
I think I realized that Maine is also anime anagrammed, and I didn't realize until this point.
Oh God!
So, oh my God!
I'm glad we made this so incredibly anime by the end.
Awesome.
I think what Maine will do after this moment and like feeling that he probably died and he was alone, but then he eventually has a scene, a very slice of life scene, just like in the same bathroom as where Tack is getting a bath, just on the other side of the screen to give privacy, just like chair pose, just thinking out loud and having a monologue out loud. And then look up and it's just him and Tack, and he no longer sticks to Tack's shoulder or slips on Tack's shoulder, and just look out into the nether realm and just say, perhaps the apocalypse shall have to wait one more day.
Yes. Well, thank you. I'm glad you all had fun. You can find me at that bearcat, BEAR, on all the social medias. Please do follow me. I have some cool stuff in the works next year. So, Yeah. Thank you. I'm so glad. Thank for being here. Thank you, Verkat. Thank you, chat. And is the Nephilim dead? Find out next time. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.